You got to move it, feel the temperature into the rhythm. Let the fire burn, so get into it, get into it.
Gonna wait for the next period, right?
Well, here we are with just 45 seconds left in the first period. Billy, this is the last time we get directions to the Saugus Arena from Bob Kilroy.
Well, it looked like the forum to me when I was there. I couldn't figure out why the teams were so small. We had the mite teams out there.
Well, if there was a period of the year to miss, this was it, Billy. As we speak, with about 40 seconds left, we're 13 shots for Waltham against 2 for Chelmsford. Chelmsford made one of those 2 shots count, however. We got a 1-1 tie as we close period 1, but it was not a wonderful period of hockey for Chelmsford High Lions, Billy.
Now, if we're going to miss a period, that was a period to miss here on video. Definitely Waltham taking it to Chelmsford. I think there were actually a couple of shots that the official scorer missed, Jack, and I think it's more like 15-2.
Yeah, all the play was down the right side, but as we're seeing here, we're seeing the first offensive threat at equal strength for Chelmsford. As we leave this period with about 8 seconds left, we've had 2 scores in the period, one by Waltham in a shorthanded goal situation. Goal by Eric Frank came at 9:36 of the first period, but then Chelmsford, while shorthanded, a penalty on Adam Lavelle for roughing, I believe. Chelmsford ended up scoring. Andy Pichetto on a beautiful feed from Mr. Acoin to make it 1-1 as we head into a game that is a gifted tie for Chelmsford.
Well, turnaround definitely fair play. Short-handed goals being exchanged on both sides, and I think Coach Fletcher would love to be in the locker room right now to have a conversation with these gentlemen, because they have come out flat. It looked like it was going to be just 2 or 3 minutes worth of slow skates, but Jack, they haven't cut it back and taken it up a notch yet.
Yeah, Jack. Well, Billy, we're taking a peek at the Waltham team. This was an Elite 8 team last year, wasn't it, Billy?
Yeah, first trip in, as I said earlier, which we didn't catch. Both Waltham and Reading a surprise last year. Waltham going 2-0, and Reading actually, winning a couple of games and bowing out with, I believe, CM in the semifinal round. But this team is ranked this year, I believe, 13, where Reading is ranked number 2, Chelmsford number 10 in the Hockey Night in Boston preseason poll. Waltham actually at 13, Jack.
Well, Billy, we're going to jump into your play-by-play in a minute as we head into what looks like an abbreviated second period of 7 minutes and 30 seconds of play only. 1-1. Take it away, Billy Coakley.
Okay, here comes Chelmsford. Mike Carnes on defense with Nick Hansen, Acoin, Bichetto, and Stevenson out on forwards. Waltham definitely taking it. Shots on net in the first period, 13 for Waltham, 2 for Chelmsford. So we need the boys in the maroon to pick it up a notch. Cochran trying to break it in, can't quite make it. Fed back. Here comes Bichetto trying to dump it in. This could be icing.
Well, we saw a lot of that in the first period, Billy. It looks like the puck's got a little bit of a hand grenade appeal to it for Chelmsford. Number of icings in the first period. No crisp passing at all in neutral ice for Chelmsford. This is, I think, their greatest test so far this year against Waltham, isn't it?
Yeah, although they did play Central, which was expected to be a pretty tough game, and they took it to Central last Wednesday, 8-1.
Big time, yeah.
Splitting up in the tournament up in Vermont, losing to Essex Junction 3-1 with an open net, and winning 3-1 against South Burlington. And then here in the Jamboree against a tough Framingham team, a 3-3 tie. They won the first period and lost the second period. Jamboree, of course, an abbreviated piece. Okay, Aronian coming up on the right side, turning, looking, dropping it off for Teddy Reardon. Off into the corner, Hansen winding up. Bounce into the goaltender and just under his pad. Didn't know whether he had it there or not, Jack.
Well, Nick Hansen's played solidly in the first period. He, a couple times with Chelmsford did have the play in the other guy's zone. Hansen jumped up and couple times kept the puck in, but I like the way Nick's playing this year. He's got a sophomore this year and playing with a lot of confidence. He's played super so far this year.
Yeah, definitely. He's lost those freshman butterflies, and being out there with Mikey Cons, Mike can cover a lot of errors for you too. But last year he was covering. I think Nick's holding his own this year, doing a great job.
We're going to get a peek at the third line here. At least it was the third line, the Fletcher line with Timmy Daly and David Bishop back on D.
Okay, that is not Scotty Silva skating there, number 24. That's Richie Burt wearing Scotty's shirt. So we've got Fletcher with Burt and with Sean Reardon. Comes Waltham trying to break it in. Burt breaking him up. Timmy Daly knocking it off to the side. Daly looking for an outlet, can't find it. Reardon trying to poke it in. Back to Waltham. Thrown into the corner. Bishop around to Burt. Burt trying to knock it out, kept in. Centered. Nice save by Adam Lavelle. Adam Lavelle definitely keeping him in this game, Jack. He's had a number of testers. Behind the net, Waltham spinning. Out in front, picked up by Fletcher. Here comes Fletcher. He's got Reardon with him. Reardon. And big check by number 8 from Waltham. Back to Bishop. Bishop trying to shoot, and great glove save by Pat Watson. Well, Jack, at least the shots on net so far this period, in the abbreviated period, are even.
Yeah, it's
one apiece.
The ice leveled off a little bit. It just was not pretty in the period that we missed.
Okay, Coyne, Bichette, and Stevenson, and Coyne apparently nursing a little bit of a sore leg with Cons and Hansen on D. Coyne breaking up Waltham. Back in, and gonna tough call for Waltham there on a hand pass, Jack. It bounced off the player, and he called him for a hand pass, but
didn't look like a hand pass. Looked like it just bounced off his chest pads or his pants. A Coyne, again, we missed it in the first period, but a beautiful feed from Phil Coyne over to Andy Bichette on a 2-on-1 breakaway shorthanded situation.
Great feed, pretty goal. Okay, Hansen up to Stevenson. Stevenson trying to knock it up to a Coyne, broken up by number 20, Joe Horgan. Around, being kept in by number 8, Alex Gardner. Again, Chelmsford having difficulty getting it out of their own end. Vicious check on one of the Waltham players by Brett Stevenson. That's Bill Corcoran being taken down. Immediate whistle with him losing the helmet.
I think it was Nick Hansen that put the body on him there nicely. And then again, Nick is playing with a lot of confidence, doing a super job.
Well, face-off will come outside the zone to Adam Lavelle's left in front of the Waltham bench with the helmet coming off of the Waltham player.
You know, we see Matty Aronian out there, a little bit of a mix-up on this line situation, but Aronian has taken a couple hefty checks himself today. It almost looks like he might be a marked man out there. He's actually incited 2 Waltham players to interfere with them and hit him after a whistle, and he's been the result. The result have been 2 power plays for Chelmsford. One that they took advantage. One early in the period, one later in that first period.
Well, Coach Fletcher swapping out Teddy Reardon for Pat Daly. And we'll see how this works. So we've got Daly with Sean Patno, the freshman. And Carnes trying to knock it back out. Carnes knocking it out, pushed away by Aronian. Corners. Here comes Aronian. Aronian broken up by number 18, Mike Dwyer. Here comes Pat Daly. Boom, boom, down the right side. Toss it around the net. Aronian heading for the bench. Replaced by Sean Reardon. So we got the Reardon boys out there. Mikey Cons. Here comes Reardon coming across. Couldn't quite keep the handle on. Dwyer coming up, tossing it, long pass. And Waltham's going to change on the fly here. Mike Kahn's got it in front of his own net. Got a lot of open ice here. Mike cranking it up to Reardon. Reardon taking a long shot, saved by Watson. Behind the net, and Richie Burt can't quite connect. Todd Fletcher in the corner. Fletcher with the puck, feeding back to Hansen. Hansen winding up, couldn't quite get it a full stick on it. Here's Waltham trying to break out, broken up by, who's that? Sean Reardon. Comes Todd Fletcher. Around the back of the net, winding up. Trying to hit Reardon. Can't connect. Gardner will take it off to the side. Chelmsford changing on the fly. Here comes Waltham. Gardner dumping it in, hit by Bichette. A coin, Bichette, Stevenson. Long pass to a coin. Backhands, and Waltham player coming right up and over. Nice feed, and Stevenson couldn't quite connect.
Did that get a little post, Billy? I could not tell, but that might have got a little bit of post. Nice feed there.
Great feed. Unfortunately, with the technical difficulties we've had here, our replay is not working, so. So we get a look at Mikey Kahn's heading for the bench. Timmy Daly and Brandon Kelly. Brandon Kelly, I think this is his first shift on the ice out here on defense. Coyne couldn't quite get the handle. Stevenson around the back of the net to Bichette. Bichette looking for a point. Get Timmy Daly. Timmy Daly trying to hit Stevenson on the corner. A Coyne in the corner against Corcoran. Corcoran coming out with it. Corcoran with the feed. Great check by Daly.
Nice job by Timmy Daly, standing his guy up.
Phil Coyne tries to backhand it into Bichette. Bichette breaking up. Quick. Oh! Two. Bichette with a great shot on net, breaking up, turning, and Stevenson almost picking up that rebound, catching it on the shot side, but Watson holding the post, Jack.
Yeah, nice opportunity there for Andy. He didn't give up on the play that looked like it was getting out beyond him. Used good wrist and arm strength there to draw that puck, win that puck off the blade of the Waltham defender. He was heading away from him, almost tucked that one in behind him. That would have been a like stealing there to go up 2-1 here.
Well, we've got the shots on net about 7-2 this period in favor of Chelmsford. I think the ice may be slanted in this direction, Jack.
Yeah, we got an abbreviated play in this period, only a minute 20 left. That one gets into the bench a little bit. I don't know what they were going to play for the third period, Bill, whether they're going to go 15 again or 7.5 in this tournament play.
Well, not sure of that, Jack. We're going to find out in a minute and 16 seconds. Face off just outside the Chelmsford zone. We've got Pat Daly, Aronian, and Sean Patino with Mike Carnes and Nick Hansen on D. Carnes to Hansen, back to Carnes. Can't quite connect on it. Aronian trying to feed it up, and Mikey Carnes just put a dent in the boards here.
Well, the city of Lowell is going to be after Mikey Carnes for doing damage to the boards there with the Waltham player. What a rugged check that was.
And we're going to have a tripping penalty against Chelmsford.
Yeah, that's Nick Hansen's going to get the call for tripping, it looks like, but he went down in a diving save to block the puck, and I don't agree with that call, Billy, but regardless, Nick's handed off for a minute and a half with 40 seconds left to play in the period for tripping.
Well, shots on net, 14 in the game, 14 for Waltham, 9 for Chelmsford. But again, Waltham going on the power play here for a minute and 30 seconds with just shy of 40 seconds left in this period.
Billy, a surprise here to see. Oh, we got Timmy Daly out on D. That's right. I'm sorry. I thought we had 3 forwards.
Corcoran to Bourgeois. Bourgeois, puck loose. Adam Lavelle trying to grab hold of it. Can't quite make it, lost behind him, and we've got Corcoran losing his helmet again.
Yeah, that puck was in the crease laying there for 3 or 4 seconds. Nobody, I think Adam thought he had it tied up, and it was right in the crease, getting hacked away until Chelmsford defenseman put some Waltham players down to prompt the whistle. But that was a dangerous situation there with 27 seconds left to go in the period.
Well, again,
a minute in the power play.
Another break here with Corcoran losing his helmet. I'm surprised that the refs aren't calling him for not having the chin strap on here. But that face-off will come outside the zone with Corcoran losing his helmet for a second time. Dwyer trying to feed it across to Bourgeois. Back to the point to Gardner. Over to Bourgeois. Bourgeois being checked by Carnes. Bichette coming in to try and help out. And a quick whistle here, Jack.
Well, Mike Carnes reached down to, I think the intent was that he was going to try to fire that puck out with his hand. I'm surprised they blew the whistle so quick, but...
Well, you can get away with a hand pass in the defensive zone.
Yeah, I thought he was... I don't exactly know why they whistled it, Billy. They didn't give him a chance to throw it out, which is legal, as you mentioned, in your own zone.
Okay, Frank trying to come across, and center can't quite make it back in the corner, and we end up, Jack, with a 1-1 tie at the end of 2 shots on net. Right now, Waltham 15 and Chelmsford 9.
Welcome back to the Songus Arena. Bill, we have a 1-1 game after 2 periods of play. One period was 15 minutes, the other one was 7.5. So I don't know what we have for a third period at play here, but it's a 1-1 game, and Chelmsford's lucky to be in a 1-1 situation.
Well, the first period was 15 minutes, but on tape it was about 30 seconds, I believe.
That's right.
And Chelmsford just being totally outplayed in the first period, Jack. It was not a pretty sight, and probably something we didn't want to see. Outshot 12-2, I believe it was. Coming back a little bit in the second period, shots on net 7-2 the other way. Third period is going to make it. Both goals, short-handed goals, which you don't see too often. Yeah, very pretty goal by, as we mentioned earlier, Andy Bichette. Got a beautiful feed from Mr. Acoin, who's used to dishing him off this year. Made a beautiful pass, and Andy put it away with no doubt about it. As you mentioned, the other goal was by Bird, I believe it is, or Frank, I'm sorry, Eric Frank from Waltham, to start it off again in a power play or a shorthanded situation. Let's see what's going to happen here in the third. They better come around. What do you think was said in the room between periods? I'm sure Jack politely told his team, we need to take it up a notch. Guys, I know you might be tired after the Christmas holidays, but we want to just bring it up a little bit, try and skate a little bit more, pass, and put the puck in the net. Well, let's see who does it and pulls this one out. We'll see you after the third period. Okay, Coach Fletcher, in I believe his 26th year, pushing back. Chelmsford right now, Jack, starting the third period with Hansen in the box for 50 seconds, and again another abbreviated period of 7.5 minutes here. All right, Waltham on the power play. Frank trying to dump it in at Dwyer, knocked out by Bichette. Frank being checked by Bichette across to Gardner. Gardner is going to dump it in deep behind the back of the net. Lavelle's going to stop it and leave it for Kahns. Kahns bringing it back around for Timmy Daly. Dwyer back to Frank. Frank back to Dwyer, and Frank trying to bounce it back and forth. Corcoran here. Here comes Frank picking it up. He's going to wind up, and Bourgeois broken up by Kahns, and the puck will go up and out of play.
Well, they killed that one off, Billy. I'm sorry, 3 seconds left in that one. Notice the defenseman, Mike Carnes, as much as anyone, was getting pretty high on that, killing that penalty in his own zone. Not crowding at him by any means. He was stepping out pretty far.
Well, the puck being moved around at the top of the point here by Dwyer and Frank. And that'll just about do the penalty. Hansen heading for the bench. Shot just wide. Gardner winding up, and Lavelle quickly and alertly holding on.
A lot of guys right on the porch there looking for a rebound. Adam gave them none. 6:30 left in this abbreviated final period of play in the last game of the holiday festival at the beautiful Songus Arena, Billy. What a nice facility this is.
Great facility. Unfortunately, the Locked Monsters in their second year, the price of tickets a little bit too high last year, just not getting the crowds. Great entertainment if you want to bring your family down. Another shot on Lavelle from in close, and Adam again smartly covering up here.
Yeah, 3 guys right on the porch again looking for a rebound, which none of which was offered by Adam, tying that up nicely.
Okay, Fletcher, Reardon, and Burt with Hansen and Kahns on defense. Back to the point. Connors trying to drop it in long, and quick shot by Lozier. Battle on the boards. Fletcher trying to break it out. Fletcher trying to connect with Reardon. Fletcher's going to dump it in. Corners behind the net being checked by Fletcher. Fletcher around. Up to Loiser, can't get it out. Comes Burt to Fletcher, dumped in. And Waltham coming back. Broken up by Reardon. Reardon trying to take it in. And Waltham will change here on the fly. Hansen has a chance to turn, drops it off of Kahns. Mike Kahns looking to connect. Fletcher trying to send it across to Burton, can't quite make it. Around the back of the net, Hansen. Nick a little slow on that pickup there, Jack.
Yeah, just a little laissez-faire behind that net. Almost got caught by a Waltham player.
Out in front, here comes Fletcher. Fletcher coming down the side, and we're going to get a change. Waltham winding up.
Oh, winding up is right. Pat Daly put a mid-ice check on the guy that dumped the puck. Just winged him a little bit, but spun him around.
Daly, Aronian, Teddy Reardon with Kahns and Hansen still on D. And Aronian poking it out, Provincia popping it back in before one of the other Waltham players had cleared.
Well, just 4:48 left and still a 1-1 tie. You know, it's funny with the abbreviated periods, you hope that the players realize that right here is where things have to happen. Every shift here, you got to leave it all out there right now. This game is still up for grabs.
Well, 1-1 tie with, as you said, Jack, 4:48. The next goal, of course, being a big one. And comes Corners. Corcoran behind the net. Corcoran broken up by Bichette. Almost a centering pass. Stevenson can't quite get it out. Bourgeois looking for Corcoran. Frank with Corcoran, and Corcoran can't quite connect. Here comes Stevenson looking for a coin. Across to a coin. Has Bichette with him. 2-on-1. And can't quite make the connection. Phil being checked off the puck. Up to Bourgeois.
Yeah, they both
Timmy
got
Daly coming back, and Adam Lavelle signaling icing, which it was not. Corcoran with a check over to Frank. Frank broken up alertly by a coin. Here comes a coin. And Stevenson with a great feed. A 3-on-1 Phil a coin with Stevenson and Bichette trailing. And Stevenson popping it up into the corner with 3:54 remaining.
Well, again, a beautiful, beautiful finish on an outstanding pass by Phil Aucoin, going down right wing side and hit Brett Stevenson, who finished it nicely. But what a terrific leading pass by Phil Aucoin there, Billy.
Well, 3 minutes and 56 seconds, I believe.
We'll call it something like
whatever.
that.
Over 3 minutes or whatever into this period already, and that's the first shot on goal that Chelmsford had, and they put it in the net. So, not getting a lot of shots, but their ratio of goals to shots is definitely up there, Jack.
Well, Andy Pichetto's going to get the other assist on that, throwing it over to Phil Aucoin, but again, the pass from Aucoin set up the beautiful stuff by Stevenson, 2-1 with 3:47 left.
Okay, Sean Reardon, Fletcher, and Burt. This line getting a lot of ice, Jack, for a freshman line.
Yeah, I have seen the future, and it is now, Billy.
Long lead. Adam Lavelle gonna stick close to the net, and that one is icing.
Yeah, you're right, Bill. The freshman line, centered by Fletcher, has gotten an awful lot of ice. Against Central, they were more than impressive. Totally outmatched in the third line that they were put up against. But tonight, they've had a pretty formidable opponent on that third line for them, and they haven't gone to town like they did against Central. But still, an exciting line to watch play.
Well, Jack, we were talking earlier. I watched Bert and Fletcher and Sean Patino, the younger Patino, at the Pee Wee Bantam levels the last couple of years, and that line just seems to connect. And I think once they get used to skating at the high school level, they're going to be a tough. There's a break for Waltham, and great play by Brandon Kelly breaking that up.
Nice job. He little unlucky bounce for Timmy Daly, but Brandon, oh my, getting up slowly there is Teddy Reardon, Billy, and he's checking a number, and he did not get a call there for what at least was a slash.
Well, Gardner with a pretty tough hit on Reardon, and we're just talking about, here comes a coin. A coin can't quite make it, and broken up by Gardner. Big check by Gardner on Reardon, and we're just before the rush on Waltham, Jack. We're talking the freshmen, once they get used to playing at this level, and that's what you need to get used to, is not keeping your head up and getting blindsided by a Mack truck like Reardon just got hit.
Well, Teddy's a big, strong kid, but he has got his head down, collecting his thoughts and his wits over on the bench right now. It looks like hard hit.
Okay, Stevenson, Bichette taking the face-off with a coin. And Bichette going to try to bring this to a coin back to Kahn. Kahn winding up low to the left-hand side of Watson, making the stop. Bichette trying to dump it in. Bichette across to a coin. A coin has Stevenson, couldn't quite connect, just behind him. Stevenson.
Just behind him, Billy.
Nick Hansen trying to keep it in. Great play by Hansen. Still keeping it in. Great keep on the point there by Hansen. Watson behind the back of the net for Horgan. Horgan trying to poke it up to LaVecchia. Here comes Waltham.
Oh,
and
boy, nice play there, Billy.
Nick Hansen returning the Reardon check on LaVecchia, number 9. Comes a coin leaning in, looking, nobody in front of the net. Great play by Phil Coin, couldn't connect, and this will be icing on Waltham.
Well, again, we mentioned it in the first period. We saw Nick Hansen a number of times step up and try to pinch that puck, keep it in. Right there, we saw Nick step up. His initial hope was to keep it in the left point there. He saw that it was getting by him, but he took the body on the kid that cleared it by him, did not allow him by him, and put him to the ice while he still had his head down. Nice job by Nick Hansen.
Well, 1:44 remaining in this game, 2-1. Quick break by Waltham. Lavelle covering.
Yeah, nice job. Timmy Daly made a nice sweep on it there. We lost it a little bit coming through. I think it was Todd was handling it and got swiped a little bit, and Waltham player didn't capitalize on a great opportunity to tie this up at 1:34 left.
Jack, I think we're just hearing here on the format, the reason that we're still showing second period here is that they split the second period to make the ice, and then we'll go to a third period. So I think we're still going to have another 15-minute third period here.
Oh, so that will be the fourth period, Billy.
That's correct.
Okay, fine with
Well, we
me.
had 2 and 2A, and then we'll go to 3.
Well, we missed the first one, so what the heck.
Okay, here comes Frank. Waltham. Frank can't, Loser, I'm sorry, can't quite make the connection here, and we'll get icing on Chelmsford. With DJ Acoin going into the boards there late, cousin of Phil Acoin. So exactly 1:01 remaining in the second period, Jack, with Chelmsford up 2-1. Face-off will be to the right of Adam Lavelle. Dwyer loses face-off, picked up by Kahns. Kahns behind the net. Adam Lavelle, I think, is going to get called here. Well, I don't think the ref caught that. Adam Lavelle took exception to number 18 skating through the crease and decided to take him off his skates, at which point he knocked down the net. And ref, seeing him go down, is going to call a face-off outside the zone. Dwyer against Teddy Reardon. Back. Boom Boom Daly trying to take the hit. Here comes Aronian. Aronian up the right side. Turns, looking for Kahns, leaving it for Kahns. Mikey Kahns not quite connecting. Here comes Dwyer. Got no Sarah behind him. Hansen poked up by Kahns. Back to the point, Gardner with the long shot, and Adam Lavelle quickly covering up.
We're seeing some more bodies fly here late as this game moves along. Chelmsford's asserting themselves a little bit more physically here. Mike Carnes playing a really tough shift there, and actually we're seeing him head to the penalty box right now. I didn't see what the call was, Bill.
Well, I saw the one of the Waltham players get on in the corner, so I suspect he's going to get nailed for roughing or interference here. We'll see what the call is. 25 seconds remaining in the second period. Gardner.
Nice save by Adam there.
Well, Waltham with a quick, tight shot in there, and Adam quickly covering, not leaving a lot of rebounds here.
Was that roughing on Michael?
It was. Okay, Brandon Kelly being swapped out for Nick Hansen with a coin. Timmy Daly and Bichetto. Daly trying to knock it around. Great break by a coin. He's got Bichetto starting to trail. Can't quite make it around Gardner. A coin behind the net as trying to make the move. Phil can't quite make it, and time runs out.
Well, Phil Coyne almost capitalized on a blue line takeaway there. Went the balance of the length of the ice, tried to make one last deke on a defensive player and didn't quite get it by him. Would have been nice to steal one there with 6 seconds left in the period.
Well, he had Bichetto trailing, and would have been great. So we're going to take a quick 2-minute intermission, then we'll be back with third period action. Okay, third period action here. We'll play a full 15-minute third period now, and I think we'll go right through without splitting. Chelmsford has 1 minute and 4 seconds left here to kill on the Mike Carnes roughing penalty. Gardner up to Bourgeois. Bourgeois trying to break it in. Broken up by Hansen. Across to Bourgeois. Bourgeois across. Short side. Adam Lavelle holding that short side with the left pad.
Boy, he's looked good tonight, Billy. He's made some great saves moving to his left and right. Nice night tonight by Adam.
Lot of shots here down low. Saw him in the Framingham game in the Jamboree, and a lot of high shots there. Great glove by Adam. Well, it looks like we're going to even things up here with Corcoran going to the bench for boarding. So we'll play 4-on-4 for 26 seconds, and then Chelmsford will have a power play for 1 minute and 4 seconds.
Looks like we've got Todd Fletcher, portion of his line out there for the balance of this 4-on-4.
Okay, Dwyer across to Frank. Frank trying to make the move around. Fletcher trying to hold him off. Fletcher going down. Back to the point, Gardner. Gardner trying to wind up. Can't quite connect. Shooting into the corner. Here comes Chelmsford. Mike Kahns back on D. Kahns heading for the bench. And here comes a coin. A coin, Bichette and Stevenson. Chelmsford getting a break there with that puck not catching anyone. They would have got called for too many men on the ice. Comes a coin in his own zone, trying to drop it off for Hansen. Back to Gardner. Chelmsford now on the power play. 37 seconds remaining. Long pass. Frank wound up, and that was labeled for low post. Frank alertly trying to keep it and just keep it in and see if they can kill off this time. 20 seconds remaining. 21 seconds remaining on the power play, and Chelmsford without a shot on net.
Yeah, we were clearing the zone there. Nick Hansen tried to make a rink-wide pass to clear the zone, and he got kept in by a Waltham player and turned it around into a 2-on-1. Dangerous situation there. We have not seen them really take advantage of this power play. They've had it now for about 30 seconds. 21 seconds left. Let's see how this line does. First line out there.
Bichette, a coin, Stevenson with Kahns and Hansen. Mike Kahns winding up. Provencher starting off on the blue line. Provencher can't connect with Kahns. Kahns trying to drop it in around the back of the net. Horgan trying to pick it up. Check there by Bichette. Bichette picked up by a coin. A coin back to Bichette behind the net. Bichette trying to stuff it short side, and Watson covering, Jack.
Well, he tried to wheel there a little bit, and a coin headed to the net. Andy decided to tuck it in. Short side, just couldn't jam it by him. Almost did.
Well, Horgan and Gardner definitely protecting that slot and keeping the pass from coming across. So heads up play by Bichette, but couldn't quite stuff it in. Hansen, Burt, Fletcher. With Reardon and Kahns still on defense. Mike Kahns trying to keep it in back. Eliello trying to check Fletcher. And that puck will be cleared up over Hansen's head. Kahns behind his own net, being checked off the play. And picked up by 23, Elliott. Kahns. Chelmsford getting a little sloppy behind their own net here, Jack.
Oh boy, I don't know if Adam saw that one coming in.
No, and he was down low and the puck was high. A coin trying to set up.
We've got a delayed call here, Billy. We're going to get hitting from behind on Sean Reardon, I think.
Interference.
Interference. Right in the slot. He almost didn't have a choice. It was the fellow that I thought had already touched the puck, and he came in from behind him a little bit, but referee deems that he hadn't yet received the puck. Sean almost had no choice there. The guy was
great feed from Gardner up at the point into the slot, and getting, I'm not sure who the player was, Jack, but he was getting ready to wind up, and actually that was probably not a bad penalty to take.
Yep.
So face off to Adam Lavelle's right, and Waltham on the power play. Frank. Long shot across to Dwyer. Dwyer back to Frank. Back to Dwyer trying to poke it out, and Hansen with a great play knocking it out, and that'll be up and out of play. So great play by Hansen, and we've commented a couple of times, Jack, for sophomore. He's playing that blue line.
He sure
pretty
is.
solid.
Absolutely. 11:36 left in this 2-1 game, and I think that's all that's left in the game, Bill, unless we throw in another 7:30 someplace.
Maybe we'll throw in another 15-minute half period at the end of this one.
Could be.
A coin, Bichette. Kahns and Hansen. Minute and 3 seconds remaining on the power play. Here comes Corcoran. Corcoran looking for Dwyer. Dwyer being leveled by Bichette, and he will get nailed for hitting from behind, I believe.
No, that's, I don't know whether it's going to be a charge or hitting from behind, but he followed the guy into the net. The guy circled in, and he finished the finish the check, finish the play. Let's see what the call is.
Yeah, he's going to nail him with a boarding, so. So 2-1, shots on net, 21 for Waltham, 10 for Chelmsford. Chelmsford on the positive end here, but they're going to play short-handed by 2, 5-on-3 for 54 seconds, and then there'll be an additional 36 seconds that they'll be short-handed. Kahns, Hansen, and a coin. Cleared by Hansen. On the net. Here comes Frank. Frank dropping it behind. A coin waiting at the red line, trying to check Frank. Frank coming in on the side. Corcoran, Bourgeois heading for the net. Mikey Kahns trying to keep Frank checked behind the net. Bourgeois circling. Frank in the corner to broken up by a coin. And Phil can't quite get it out. That should be interference on number 12 right there, Jack.
Yeah, boy, normally you're going to get that call. Down 2 men. I'm amazed they didn't give us that call.
Back to Frank. Mike Kahns quickly pulling that puck out on the inside right in front of the net. And Kahns taking a big hit from number 12 there, Bourgeois.
Yeah,
so,
he paid the price there. And
Hansen dropping it back in. Chelmsford getting one back. So we'll bring Redden will head to the bench. Stevenson will be out there. So it's Stevenson and a coin checking Frank. And Hansen can't quite clear it out.
oh, boy, what a hard hit by Mike Carnes. Oh, and he instigated a little punch by Frank, I think it is. Is that Frank heading out, Billy?
That's Bourgeois, who hit Kahns earlier. And Mikey, man, I'll tell you, there's a senior with a lot of class and a lot of patience, because he took a swing at him, and Mike knew he was going and just said, well, we'll even this up.
Well, that's right, but you know, Mike got his money's worth with the hard check that he hit that guy with high. And they've got each other's numbers. They've been on each other most of the night. So we're going to be even for 12 seconds. Chelmsford's still up 2-1 with 10:04 left. Up for 12 seconds, then we're going to be on a power play for the next minute and 18 seconds.
Well, Bichetto signaling to the bench. He's going to stay on the ice as soon as he comes out of the box in 7 more seconds. Here comes Provencher. Provencher going into the corner. Long centering pass, can't connect with anyone. Fox trying to connect behind the back of the net. Here comes Hansen. Chelmsford now on a power play. A coin dumping it in. Mikey Kahns picking it up. Here comes Kahns. Kahns falls down. Can't connect in a long clear injury.
Well, we haven't seen much out of the Chelmsford power play. We've got 49 seconds left in this one. Let's see if we can get something set up. We haven't even come close to setting up this play down in the Waltham zone.
All right, Hansen dumping it in. Bichetto trying to come back. Hansen trying to keep it in. And here comes Frank. And Frank clearing it out. Dwyer beating. Is it my imagination, or we just seem to be skating in a little bit of a slow motion here, Jack?
Well, not a good power play situation at all. Haven't set it up. This is the closest we've come to it right here. This used to be the bread and butter play for us here, and let this guy bang away at one. And he nearly killed one of his own players there. Andy Bichetto
is limping.
After that, again, the booming slapper from Mike Carnes never made it through to the net.
Yeah, Waltham back at full strength, and here comes Nocera and Dwyer. Dwyer has got Frank trailing, and Frank being broken up by Brett Stevenson. A coin dumping it in with Fletcher calling the change here. We get Burt, Fletcher, and Reardon. Hansen and Kahns still on D. Over to Mikey Kahns. Kahns trying to connect with Fletcher. Here comes Fletcher. Fletcher dumping it in quick. Burt. And the puck will be knocked out. A yellow.
Oh, boy.
And that Hansen hitting him with a clean hip check, and he's going to be called probably for tripping.
Billy, I agree with you. That it just looked like a nice open ice check, and we hope the Waltham kid's okay. He got hit unprotected, but I did not see a leg get stuck out there for the trip that he's getting called for here. Well, let's hope the kid's all right. He took the hard check, but it was a check. It wasn't a trip.
A minute 30 for tripping. Time of penalty, 7 minutes, 17 seconds.
Yeah, the Chelmsford trainer going over to take a look, and that did not look pretty, Jack, and I think that's why the call, but it appeared to be a clean check.
Yeah, it was not down in the knee area. It was up in the hip or thigh area, and that's where it appeared the boy seemed to be favoring is up around his hip area. You can't trip a guy up by the hip.
Well, Daly and Daly, Boom Boom up as a forward with Aronian, with Timmy Daly and Dave Bishop on defense. 7:39 remaining in the game, 1:25 on the power play for Waltham. Corcoran back to Frank. Frank winding up. Shot. And wide of the net, it bounced off, and Corcoran went to put it behind Lavelle, who had come out to make the save, and it came across. I'm not sure who poked that in. It might have been Gardner, but Corcoran setting that play up. So it's now tie ball game here, Jack, with 7:31 remaining.
Yeah, that was too bad. Adam saw that one. We had the guy on the left point actually was sneaking in. He wasn't challenged, so he snuck in 10, 12 feet, took a hard shot, and then bad things happened there. Adam made the save, but puck kind of hung in the crease a little bit until it was finished with about an 8-inch shot by the right wing who was coming in.
Well, we'll see who got credit for that. I believe it was Frank with
Waltham goal scored by number 12, Mark Bourgeois.
Bourgeois.
5, Bill Corcoran. 2, Herbert Frank. Time of the goal, 7 minutes, 29 seconds.
So Bourgeois from Frank and Corcoran, and we've got a different ball game here, Jack. Okay, Coin, Bichette. Bichette, nice move. Bichette trying to backhand. Can't quite get through. Up to Corcoran. Corcoran across to Frank. Frank rushing the puck. Frank trying to drop for Bourgeois. Can't connect. Here comes Bichette and a Coin. Bichette can't quite connect with a Coin. That'll clear the zone. Here comes Bourgeois. Bourgeois's got Frank and Corcoran winding up, and Adam Lavelle can't quite hold on. Cleared in the corner by Brandon Kelly. Brandon Kelly with the quick check, and high shot. Looked like that was off the mask from Corcoran. Kelly trying to clear it around to Bichette. Bichette trying to clear out, kept in by Gardner. Gardner winding up and hit Mikey Kahns and cleared the zone. Corrigan at center ice for Waltham. We'll have a delay offside. Waltham will make a change here. Brandon Kelly behind the net, leaving it for Mikey Kahns. Mikey Kahns now out with Brandon Kelly with the front line of a Coin, Stevenson, and Bichette. Bichette hanging and heading for the bench. Boom Boom Daly. And we're going to get an elbow on somebody here.
Billy, I'm sorry, I didn't see it. High stick. Brett Stevenson.
I think it was an elbow, and I missed it, Jack, so. Watching Boom Boom Daly come out from the bench, figuring he was lining up the Waltham player who was just about to grab the puck in front of him. And somewhere behind the play, Brett got called, it looked like, for an elbow.
Timeout, Chelmsford.
So Coach Fletcher is going to call for a timeout here with 5:52 remaining in the game. Waltham on a power play situation.
for high sticking.
Jack, good call. High stick.
8 seconds.
Yeah, we still missed that one. We can't. Going to be a tough game here, Jack, to pull out with it, even with a 2-2 tie. The shots on net, Waltham's got 23 to Chelmsford's 10. Chelmsford finished up that second period with 10, so they haven't got a shot yet in this period, and can't play short-handed and expect to win a game.
No, it's been like 3 different games here tonight. First period, Chelmsford was flat as could be. They've gone back to that a little bit in this last period. But game is still to be had with 5:52 left in the third period. This Frank has impressed us, Billy. He's a good player both ways.
Yeah, he's been back on the point a few times, and he's been up front playing as a center. So you can see Coach Fletcher giving instructions on the chalkboard, and looks like he's having them telling the defense they're going to have to cycle that puck behind the net and just keep cycling it and try and get some time clicked off on this penalty. So it looks like it'll be Hansen and Kahns with Bichette and a coin. It's supposed to be a scoring line, Jack. They've done more penalty killing tonight than they've done scoring.
Yeah, they have. They've, you know, they did a good job on the 5-on-3 situation earlier. Nifty job there. Let's see if they can muster one more kill right here.
Well, Bichette taking the face-off and pushed it up into the bench, and we'll get another face-off here. Bichette again clearing. Bichetto's taking a lot of face-offs tonight. I know we heard Phil Lecoin's leg was hurting, and I know on occasion that Bichette likes to take him in the offensive end. Here comes Frank. Frank coming across the line, leaving for Bourgeois. Bourgeois being checked off by Bichette. Nice check by Andy. To a coin. A coin just taking his time, trying to kill some time. Coming in for net. He's got Bichette with him, and he tries to backhand it up and over, and runs into the Waltham goaltender, Watson.
Nice job by Phil, though. If we got a offsides here, nice job by Phil, ragging it a little through neutral ice. You know, he looked harmless enough. Waltham continued to back in on their own zone, so Phil, hey, what the heck, I'll keep going.
And he had
Went right
Bichette
wing.
trailing him right in the slot.
Yeah,
So.
actually had a nice little opportunity to feed Bichette. Would have had to been a perfect pass. But Phil kept it himself, went strong to the net, almost converted there for another shorthanded goal.
Okay, Gardner dumping it in. Hansen being checked by Bourgeois, over to Kahns. Kahns back around, coming up to the point, picked up by Gardner. Gardner knocking it back in. Hansen behind the net, hauled down by Bourgeois, and again by Corcoran. Corcoran and Hansen fighting for the puck, and that'll be cleared. 28 seconds remaining on the penalty, 4:49 the game. Frank for Waltham behind his own net. Trying to send it up to Bourgeois, and cleared back in by Andy Bichette. Here comes Frank being checked by Bichette. And again by a coin with a break. He has Bichette, and Frank getting back to break that up.
Great play. Both
Great
ways.
two-way hockey
Yep.
by Eric Frank for Waltham.
Nice job breaking him up as he was crossing his own blue line. Chelmsford almost converted another shorthanded situation. Here we go, even strength, Billy.
Okay, Coach Fletcher's got lines a little bit confused here right now. Got Reardon out there with a coin, and Stevenson can't. The coin being checked off the play. We're going to have a call on Gardner. Lavelle hopefully will leave the net.
Yeah, absolutely interference, and I think we got some difficulty here. Chelmsford player, who is it, Billy? I can't see. He might have got a stick up under his cage a little bit. Looks like we got a...
That's Reardon. That's Sean Reardon.
Sean Reardon, I think, got a stick up under his cage as he was unceremoniously dumped. Interference as he went hard to the net. Exactly what he's supposed to do, and he drew the interference.
I think the interference was actually called in the corner on Gardner,
Really?
right? Yeah. Although maybe it was Maybe it was Horgan.
Well, however it comes out, he's going to be Chelmsford's going to have a power play for the next minute 30 with 3:52 left in the game, and we're seeing the Chelmsford squad warm up.
Scott Silver in the net.
I guess, Bill, is that a surprise?
Well, with a 2-2 game here, yeah, it is.
They used their timeout, but still, I'm surprised.
Well, this is a ploy that Coach Fletcher does quite a bit. It definitely you can
Normally
use
when he's
it.
down, though.
Well, it's normally, you're right, at the end of a game when he's looking to set up a play, he might be down, he wants to get ready to pull the goaltender, and he needs that extra time, so he warms up the goaltender.
Oh, and we got Richard Burke.
Well, we know that's not Richie Burt, but Scott Silva. Although maybe that is Scotty skating out and Richie.
Billy, who are we to make fun? The guy probably got here on time. We didn't.
This is true. So we'll see whether Richie is going to stay in the net, or it's been one of those comedy of error nights. So the face-off will be in the Waltham end to the left of sophomore goalie Pat Watson, who also has had some great stops. He's only had 11 shots in the whole game, but some of them have been tested. Waltham with corners in Provencher, Gardner, and Frank. Pichetto, Stevenson, a coin with Kahns and Hansen. So we'll see what happens here. Frank trying to clear, and Frank does. So Scotty Silva leaving it for Mike Kahns. Mike Kahns starting to wind up. Provencher trying to check at the blue line. Across to a coin coming across the blue line. A coin has Pichetto heading for the net. Something's been dropped in the corner here. Somebody lost the glove.
And again, Bill, we just aren't setting up the power play the way that we want to here. I like the way it opened up here. A lot of ice for Phil, but we're just not creating space in Waltham's end.
Here comes Frank.
Oh, boy.
Frank being hauled down by Mike Kahns, and no call.
Could have got whistled up for that one, Bill.
All right, here comes a coin. Coin up to Hansen. Hansen trying to send it across. Nobody there. Picked up by a coin. A coin coming in, breaking in on net, and a quick backhand shot side with Watson with the easy save. Back behind to Pichetto. Pichetto winding up and not quite connecting on the shot. Here comes a coin. A coin just holding, waiting for Hansen, and Hansen can't connect. Kahns across to a coin just inside the zone. A coin's gonna dump it in, and Horgan will be back. So 2:19 remaining in this game, Jack. 2-2 tie. Back to a coin, quick shot, low post, and again Watson making the stop. Hansen playing in deep, and puck cleared out. Here comes Dwyer. He's got Fox, and broken up by Mikey Kahns. Center and pass.
Two Waltham bodies right out front there, Billy, dangerously.
Gardner winding up, and puck just going off into the corner. Nocera behind the net. Centers picked up by a coin and cleared. Coach Fletcher needing a change here, and he'll get it. And that'll be icing.
Minute 38 left in the game, Bill. 2-2, and that's a tired first line that was out there. As we see Adam Lavelle head back into the net, so you're exactly right, Bill. He got the advantage of a timeout to start the penalty or the power play there, and Adams right back in, and Scotty did himself proud.
Well, that was Richie Burt.
Oh, was it?
Oh,
Burt?
yeah.
Good job. First time ever in pads.
Face off to the right of Adam Lavelle. 1:38 remaining in the game. Timeout Waltham.
Timeout, Waltham.
Well, Waltham with their second line out there, and it'll be interesting to see if if Coach McGuire decides to put the first line out there with Gardner on the point, with Frank up front, with Corcoran and Bourgeois.
I think both teams welcome that timeout. Chelmsford first line was out there for quite a while, and Todd Fletcher's line is standing on the ice now with a minute 38 left in the game. We'll see if there is any further change, but 2-2. Wouldn't have thought we'd be here late in this period, 2-2 after the first 15 minutes, Bill.
Well, surprised we came out of the first period at 1-1. So again, both shorthanded goals, and we'll see what happens in the last minute and 38. Next game for Chelmsford is next Wednesday, the 5th, at Acton Boxborough, and after that, the 8th, which is Saturday at the Forum against Tewksbury, which is always a great game, Jack.
Sure is.
Well, in case people need to mark their calendars for the two big games of the year that we always have fun at, Saturday the 15th is at Bellricker at the Hallenborg rink, and then the final home game of the season, long shot Lavelle off in the corner. Final home game of the season is February 19th against Bellricker. Here comes Frank. Frank coming in, moved in, broken up by Hansen. Great play by Hansen, picked up by Corcoran. Corcoran keeping it in. Corcoran knocked down by a coin. No call there. The coin had him on the back. Here comes Bichette with Stevenson. Quick shot, and Watson made the stop, didn't know where it was, and quickly covered.
Yeah, nice hard wrister by Andy Bichette, hitting down right wing side there. Pulled it back and let a nice one go. That was 5-hole all the way. Bill, you're right. That Billerica game, remember that 9-8 pitching goal 3 or 4 years ago?
Yes.
What a game. Always a lot of fun, Billerica-Chelmsford matchup.
I think we were in that game by about a minute, and we had about 17 goals scored. Long shot just wide. Corcoran and Stevenson. Corcoran, Mikey Kahns with a great keep in, and then knocked out and cleared. Bourgeois hanging back behind Hansen. Hansen alertly catching up. Corcoran and Hansen, 40 seconds remaining in the game. McCoy trying to pick it up. Corcoran trying to drop it back for Bourgeois. Bourgeois for Waltham behind the net to Corcoran. Not what we want to see here. Stevenson bringing it out, trying to hit Bichette. 24 seconds remaining. Gardner sending it out off the leg of Frank. Frank picking it up. Frank turning, trying to drop it back for Gardner. Waltham changing, getting fresh legs here for the last 10 seconds. Back behind the net.
Well, we got a bad situation here, 3-on-2.
Nice play by Hansen, using the body to block the puck into the corner, and
well, Billy, there it is. It ends 2-2. Let's take the tie and take off, as they say. Not the prettiest of games. Maybe we're going to have a little shootout action here. This is a tournament, a tournament festival, and it sure does look like they're going to be doing something else here.
Chelmsford 2, Waltham 2.
Well, Bill, I'm not sure how many periods we played tonight, but it does look like it's over, doesn't it?
it's a 2-2 tie. We'll have the teams line up in center ice and shake hands, but definitely a 2-2 tie, and we should be happy we got away with that one.
What do you say, 2-2, Bill?
Jack, shots on net, I don't think we got them there at the end of the game, but definitely being outshot almost 2-1, coming away with a point, we can't complain.
No, if you're going to complain about anything, it'd be that first period play. Chelmsford totally outplayed in what ended up being a 1-1 tie after a pair of shorthanded goals were traded. The first one by Waltham at about 2:40. Then that was Frank on the first goal by Waltham. Pachetto potted one on a beautiful feed from Phil Coyne to end that period. Second period saw one goal by Chelmsford, and that was a feed by Phil Coyne to Stevenson. Also assist there, Pachetto. A nice finish on it. Again, a beautiful play by a coin. And the third period saw the lone goal by Bourgeois to tie it up 2-2.
Yeah, the one thing I think we saw, Jack, lack of shots on goal here tonight by Chelmsford. They got to get the shots. Phil Coyne had a lot of chances tonight. Seemed to want to pass off that puck. We got to see him shoot, and we know when he shoots a puck, he puts it in the net.
Yeah, you mentioned he might have been lamed up a little bit there, but
a little bit hurt on the leg from what we heard. So next game, as we said, is at Acton Boxborough next Wednesday, and hopefully the Lions are going to come out shooting.
hopefully we'll see you all there. Take it easy.